What is going on? It's zmoT, and today is Thursday the 15th of August, I think. Summer holidays almost coming to an end, which blows my mind. Kids almost going back to school. So, crazy. Anyways, today's War Factory Day. Let's have a quick look, see what we've got, and then we'll figure out what troops we're going to use and how we're going to take it down. This one is a bit of a standard, something we've seen a lot. Now, thankfully, there are some Doom Cannons back in here, so these Doom Cannons will help us get rid of these rocket launchers. I think there's usually lasers here or something like that, so this back rocket launcher, typically we can't take out with Everspark, but these Doom Cannons will aid with that for sure. So we're just going to start off, and we're going to use our troops. Let's just see if there's anywhere we can get some extra free GBE. It looks like there's not. So, we'll see how much GBE we have. We might come in and get rid of these shore rocket launchers with troops in the same attack, but it really depends how much GBE we have. So we're going to drop Everspark into here. We're going to push the hack button, and we're going to walk back to that rocket launcher. We can gap smoke a little bit because Doom Cannons and shock launchers don't shoot terribly quickly. And so I'm going to wait and then drop this right about... Oh no, did not work. I was hoping for a Houdini hack of sorts, but Everspark decided to drop critters. That can be super annoying whenever she decides that she wants to drop critters. So now that that's done, we're going to get our smoke out very late. Wow, so I am not on my game today at all. So we're going to go like this. Double smoke. Look at that. That was a lot of flukeism right there. I definitely did not intend to have Everspark walk back into the smoke. I was hoping to double hack and then just let her die, but she walked back into smoke, and I could have gotten that back rocket if I was super quick about it, but the smoke expired and I was still in awe of what was happening. So now what we're going to do, this all depends if you want to waste troops or not. So I'm going to mark these rocket launchers right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to throw a smoke right here. We've got a little bit of GBE left, so we're going to drop our troops right into there. And then I'm going to flare right up into that little nook right there. And look at that, we can just barely get our troops in there. And I think we can take down these rockets using one shock. We might not even need a shock, but I figured we might as well just get that shock just to be super careful. There are no shock launchers in range, no lasers in range. That rocket launcher did take out a bunch of our troops, so that shock was required. Pretty good start though. We managed to get rid of 5 rocket launchers and only lost a couple troops. So that is where using less than 5 boats comes in really handy. We only had to use 1 smoke to land our troops, walked up and got rid of those rocket launchers at shore. So consider doing that. If you notice in the replay, I dropped my flags. I dropped my first boat and then adjusted my flags left or right depending on how centered that first drop was in the smoke. Very handy way to get rid of stuff that's close to the shore for sure. Now we need to get rid of the rocket launcher and the 2 shock launchers. Shouldn't be much of a problem, and then the core should be very easy. So if you're okay at hacking, you should not have a problem with this at all. We're going to drop an artillery right on top of both those shock launchers. Again, marking. And always do your marking before you drop your troops. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. And it just adds complexity that you just don't need in an attack. So push the button. See that she selected the left shock launcher. So we're going to flare the right. That way we know we have both of them in range. And then, oops, double hack, resmoke. I almost forgot to... I did forget to resmoke, so a bit of a brain fart there. That's 2 brain farts in a row. Not having a good morning at all. I was thinking, hey, we'll double hack, and then I remembered, oh yeah, we got that rocket launcher back there. So, not off to a great start. We could probably walk troops back there, but I really don't want to do that. So what we're going to do instead is we're just going to use the rest of our GBE to clear mines and set up for our next attack. So not super awesome by any stretch of the imagination, but we should be okay. We're going to need to get rid of these shield gens at some point. We need to get rid of these Doom Cannons at another point. So I guess what we can do is we're going to drop our troops right into here. And we're going to use one smoke to do that. Should be able to avoid the grappler grabbing more than a couple as they start to get in there. And then I'm going to move up close here in a second. And then we'll just shock all 3 of those. And we're going to lose some to those back grapplers probably. But at this point, all we want to do is get rid of that grappler and those flamethrowers. And try and clean things up a little bit. Gonna lose a couple troops here and there. Not a big concern though. We're just walking forward. We're gonna clear some mines as we go because we're gonna need a bunch of these mines cleared at some point. And that's about good enough for me. Let's get rid of this one last doom cannon. Or not, that's not a doom cannon. That's a boom cannon. And then we're gonna retreat. Now, obviously, you don't need to retreat. If you're a lower level or you're less confident, don't retreat. Just keep clearing, use those troops, get as much cleared as you possibly can. But for me, I don't want to have to do that. So now this is where you have to make a choice. You can walk your troops back and clear that rocket launcher fairly easily. The shore is not contested. Those doom cannons will be an issue. What I'm going to do is just super simplify. Smoking one troop is a heck of a lot easier than smoking lots of troops. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flare that rocket launcher. We'll hack it, and then we should have plenty of GBE to get all the way back there with our zookas and get rid of those doom cannons without... Oh no, are you serious, Sparky? Serious? Oh man. So Everspark... I'm just not doing well with Everspark today at all. So Everspark decided that she wanted to just stop and lay some critters. That is frustrating, and so by me trying to gap smoke her, don't gap smoke her because she's going to decide that it's time to lay some critters, and when you do that, you're going to lay an egg on your attack. So bad day for me, and I'm pretty sure we've lost the delay with that rocket launcher at the back as well. So I've got a meeting in like very soon, as you can see there, so I'm going to have to do some work here very shortly in 15 minutes. Okay, so not bad. Let's just see if we can't turn on Do Not Disturb and keep the attack going. Where's my troops at? Right there. So just multitasking like a mofo. Let's get a shock on those doom cannons. We're going to clear the rocket launcher, and then we're going to come back into here and then keep those doom cannons shocked. And because doom cannons just take so many troops with them. Now, my flare is too far from those doom cannons, so we're going to have a bad time. But, this is just not going well. This is where you throw a med kit and hope for the best. Don't throw a med kit. Complete waste of GBE. That was a joke. Need to get a shock ASAP, because we're just losing troops left, right, and center. That was about the worst shockingly bad work I've ever done with Everspark, I want to say. So we have a bunch of work left to do, but at least we've gotten rid of all of the relevant stuff. Like, this was just not a good attack. Probably one of my worst attacks. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it was worth a laugh, at least. Laugh at my expense, by all means. That was just hideous. Let's just see if there's any lasers we need to worry about behind the core or anything. So no lasers, so we can bring Everspark, have the grapplers grapple her, grapple her critters, I should say, and we should be good to go. Nice, clean shore walk, so no need to smoke shore. And then all we really need to worry about is that last doom cannon. And we're not going to gap smoke Everspark because she's going to try and lay critters, and I don't think we're even going to use smoke on this. Might as well. You should smoke your troops. Let's be honest. You could just throw a shock out and then walk your troops out, but that's bad practice. Let's just use 2 smokes, save some GBE, and then we will throw a shock out. Come on. Now, the trick here is not to lose Everspark, and based on how things have been going for me today, I kind of assume we're going to lose Everspark, but we'll find out here pretty shortly. Should be able to just walk up and burn this down. we've got an extra attack in case I really, really do screw up. We'll find that out in a sec. Everspark's going to get that boom cannon working for us, which is also going to help distract the grappler. Grappler's obviously trying to grapple the boom cannon and not doing a very good job of it. Now, all we really need to do is stay out of range of those machine guns, and we should be okay. Don't actually need to burn the shields, but we're going to get them anyways, so it's going to be a nice little bonus. Let's spend some of this GBE we've saved up. Shock some things. Oh man, I can't even believe how bad this attack is going so far. So at this point, Everspark's probably going to hack the flamethrower, I'm guessing. Yes, she is. Now let's move up, and yeah, there we go. So not a bad. This at least we got it down in, what's that, 4 attacks? We have an extra attack in case this attack goes worse than it already has, but I don't think that's going to happen. Everspark, I've hit the hack button just to get her to walk out and hack something new. Hopefully she's inside that grappler's range now, so it's not going to grab her. And down goes the HQ. That was really, really, really bad. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly pause, check my messages, see what's going on with meetings, and then we'll be back in a second. I'll use the power of the internet to hide all of that stuff, but hopefully I'll be less out of breath when I come back, and my attacks will hopefully go slightly better. So we lost a couple troops on the first attack, which was to get rid of those 2 shore rocket launchers. We lost a bunch of troops to clear a little bit, and then we just had that total, my brain just turned off attack. So let's just ignore that one. And then 4 attacks. I mean, realistically, if you smoke Everspark better, you can't do worse than I did for hacking with Everspark. So all those low levels out there, hopefully this helps you. I'm going to switch accounts. We'll be back in a sec. I will be on with my max level account, and we'll do some more fun stuff. We are back. By the power of the internet, I've just had my meeting and I'm back, finished a cup of coffee. We should be good to go. I'm going to load warriors. On the heels of that last warrior video I had this week, we're going to try and do War Factory with warriors. There is a shield, and the shield is pretty big. 2 million shield. Burning through that would be probably fairly difficult, but maybe, just maybe, we can just burn through these shields right here. I don't know. We can't even BART them out because they're 135,000. Probably in 3 attacks we could just BART those out and then go for the shield. So if you're looking to just do a straight up silly core hit, maybe you want to do that. But I'm gonna. Should we use Sparky? I don't think I'm gonna use Sparky. You know what? Let's just go get those shields and see what happens. Bad idea? Probably, but I'm willing to totally botch this. It can't be much worse than my previous attacks, so we're going to get rid of those boom mines, because our warriors would probably hit them with their backsides, and you never want to hit a boom mine with your backside. Just bad things happen. Explosive. Let's get into here. We're going to do the exact same landing as on PvP, for the better or for the worse, and we're going to do the exact same walk. I'm going to put my flare right in the middle of those shield gens in the hopes that we end up taking out both. Look at that. 1 smoke, 2 shield gens. We're going to throw that there, and we're going to try our best to take down all the shield gens. Bullet's been pulled somewhere, I kind of assume. Look at that. 2 shield gens going down. Now we're going to just clear all of these shock mines and completely ignore our troops. Maybe throw a taunt out there in the hopes that we get something else down. Need to clear some more mines. Probably barrage our warriors in the meantime. Was that pretty? No, but it's hopefully going to be effective. So we got the shields down in 1 attack with warriors. Should be able to take down the core with our next hit. We're going to do exactly the same thing as my PvP hit. If you haven't seen my PvP hit, do check the cards. I'll have a link to the attacks that I did. And we're going to throw 2 critters, 2 shocks. I'm going to throw critters right on top of all of these cannons, and critters over here in probably right about where this factory supply is. That way the shock launchers go for it, the doom cannons go for it, and maybe even the rocket launchers. We got some stuff. That was not a bad hit. Not I mean, we didn't plan it. It wasn't super great, but not bad. And the warriors kind of like did this weird little loop up in this left-hand corner. So I'm going to try to move my smokes slightly to the right. Again, that smoke is a little bit too far up, I want to say. Let's go. Let's get our warriors walking and rolling. I'm going to use an extra smoke here just to make sure that we get nice and skinny going towards. Now, see, we're going to walk out. We're going to lose a couple warriors here because they did get hit by that shock launcher at shore. Now, critter, shock, and shock, I guess, is probably the best way to do it. Let's throw, I don't even know, I have no idea. Bullets getting thrown, just completely tossed around. He is just getting passed back and forth, taunting things as he moves. As you see, those flamethrowers are still taunted by him. And down in 2 attacks, maybe it's going to be just a complete nail biter. Let's see if the artillery can't finish it off. I don't think it's going to. Nope. Failure. So 7-3. We had an extra shock that I didn't plan on, but Bullet and the warrior dudes just didn't quite get it down. 12,000 health. Let's try and take that down with 1 boat of warriors. That was a request from Mr. Caesar, was to use 1 boat of warriors and see if we can't take down a PvP base. I know I use 1 boat of zookas. 1 boat of warriors, you can also take down bases if you're careful. So we're going to do it on this one. Obviously not much of a challenge. We're going to throw 2 critters, 1 shock. 2 critters, 2 shocks, I should say. Critter, shock, and shock. And I'd hit the taunt button, usually helps. Come on. Down goes War Factory with warriors in 3 attacks. Would have been really nice to get that down in 2 attacks, but just sloppy on my part. So let me know how you took War Factory down, which troops you used, and which troops you'd like me to use next week. Speaking of next week, I'm going camping at the end of next week. Should be able to post a video, but if not, I'll let you know early next week so that you can expect to make alternative plans. Anyways, that's it for me. I'm zmoT. Hope you guys have a wicked day, and thanks for coming in. As always, peace.